help me.
Oh, nice. Did you? We're live on Facebook. Hey, Facebook. So what kind
What's
of
up, Facebook? The one that starts with an E.
You got euros?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Euros. Yeah, those are really good ones.
Good. I paid a lot of money.
Yeah, because it's at Mesh Network.
Yes, it was the Mesh Network. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I'm thinking about getting that myself, so I'm glad you got that. So I
did. We will test it out. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Some suckers are expensive.
No, but I mean, if it fixes your problem,
Brian about pooped himself when he saw how much I was spending on them.
No, but if it fixes like to not have internet problems, that's huge. Hello, Lynn.
I know that will be huge.
You are getting a lot of wind on that mic, though. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You never do.
I know I don't. Let me back it up a little more. I think because I haven't used it since I came back from.
I know it's so weird. I've only done one show since a 12-hour show. This is your first one. Like, it's crazy.
This is my first one.
Like,
yeah. So I haven't like, and when I was at Pam's, I probably smashed it putting it back in my suitcase. So.
Cool. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna answer questions for Wednesday. Friday, I got a great idea for a show, which I stole from another podcast I listened to. We're gonna do what's in your Disney tech bag. So you're gonna go get your bag or whatever you take to Disney with all your junk, your cables, your external batteries, all that stuff. We're going to go through our tech bags and talk about what we have in our bags and what we need in our bags.
Mine is not very fancy, but okay.
I mean, it doesn't. Pretty much everybody's gonna have the same stuff, but it's something to do.
I think so. Okay.
It's summertime. Pam's on a boat.
I know. I'm so jealous.
I could have done that in November, but I was like, I don't have
a really interesting cruise.
I know.
She's taking.
I'm
excited about mine. I'm really excited about mine. Dude, did you hear who else is on my cruise?
Who?
So you knew about Jeanette, right?
Yeah.
Ben Lappin is also on the cruise. Yeah. Ben and Kristen. Ben and Kristen. Yeah.
It's her first cruise.
That's awesome.
Because when we were on the AEP down there in April, we toured the Dream, and I don't think he'd been on a cruise. I was like walking him through, like, oh, here's how you get on the ship, watch these people. So yeah, I think it's the first time. So that'd be cool.
Fantastic. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have fun with the Lappins and is it Lorac Konas or something like that. Kona, whatever. That
So thanks everybody for tuning in on Facebook. We got a lot tuned in. So we're gonna start here in just 1 second.
Sorry we're late. Ricky had a meeting at work. So
what was I say? And the one listener that's listening on Mixler right now. Hello.
Yay! Yeah, John Stamos is on the cruise. I wish.
That's funny.
No, he's not.
Yes, Pam wins. Yep, she wins. We're sitting here recording a podcast, and she is in Europe.
Tachos on trash cans. Yes, Teresa.
So yours is basically like a Northern BRGS podcast cruise.
Yeah.
You do a live show.
Little mini Northern BRGS podcast.
That's it.
There's still time for you to join us, Mike. I'm
probably going to go down to the Halloween party, I think.
That'll be fun. I might still do that too, by the way.
I haven't decided. Either that or the Christmas party.
Uh-oh. What? You froze.
Nope. I said I can't decide. Christmas party or the Halloween party. One of the two.
Those are two tough choices, though.
You ready? Did you finish?
No, I still got a little left, but I'll just stuff my face while we're doing this.
And mystery listener, if you are in the chat right now, keep sending me Taco Bell gift cards. I got 2 more this week. Man, I was doing the dance, Taco Bell dance, and not because I just finished eating it an hour before. I was like, yes. And I just redeemed 1 right now because I ate before. So there we go. Mystery listener, you rock.
Little. I've already said my piece about this.
No. and mystery listener is in the Nashville. I'm trying to track down mystery listener because mystery listener is in the Nashville area, or else they just travel to Nashville to drop it in the box because there's no notes. So
mystery listener, I see you.
I'm saying.
I see you.
God, I want to go with Thanksgiving, but that will never happen because Pam has to be with her family on Thanksgiving. So that is a battle that I will not win.
No, probably not a good one to fight either.
There, yes. Maybe tuned in. I don't know. So who knows?
Is Pam listening now?
Yeah, she's probably driving. She's meeting Paige is babysitting our nephew, and I think she wanted free dinner, so she invited Pam to meet him for dinner because she didn't have to pay. Because Paige is broke. She just got back from Europe.
Did she have a good time in Ireland?
Yes, she had a blast.
Good.
I keep thinking she's gonna go back and stay. We don't know.
Hey, I could see her doing that.
She could. Who knows?
I could.
Good job. If anybody has a job for a 21-year-old girl, like we're trying to get her to deliver for Amazon or something like that, just shoot me a message. She needs a job. Okay.
She's still in school though, right?
Yeah, she's a senior this year.
Okay.
She wants to work. She wants to be a pediatrician, so she's trying to go to med school after this.
Right.
So she wants something in, the medical field. But I'm like, you know what? Until you get something in the medical field, how about something like in just where you make a little money field? Like it's not gonna be the perfect job. You're 21.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Ray got his lizard window clean. Yes, when I see you on the highway, shout out to the lizards. And Ben is awesome with that stuff. Oh, Alan's local Taco Bell's being remodeled.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It is a bummer. The good news is there's like 5 of them around here. So, do you know they're building a Chick-fil-A at Cross Keys?
Really?
Yeah, right in that Kmart parking lot across from Wedgwood.
Really?
Oh, and there's one going to be at St. Charles Rock Road and 272 where the final road used to be.
Really? Okay. So they just built a Starbucks by where my house was, and they're building a Chick-fil-A. Maybe I can get some money out of my house in Florissant.
And you saw they put the Blaze Pizza opens across from Mid Rivers Mall on Saturday, and everybody gets free pizzas.
Oh, that's
gonna
awesome.
Be a nut house. I'm not even gonna go on Saturday because of that.
They didn't offer us free pizza when ours opened, but maybe we weren't there opening day either. So
you got to show them like that you follow them on either Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, and then you get. I'm sure they're not gonna check. I mean, it's gonna be like that place is gonna open on Saturday and be destroyed by Saturday night.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kidding me? Anyway.
Joe wants to know what a like Kmart is.
Place where my students used to go over and rob it.
It's the only Kmart left in Florissant. Like that, like literally, I think that Kmart only has a store in Florissant, and that's it. Like seriously.
Well, we used to, like with my great grandparents, we used to go and eat at Kmart. There was the K Cafe. Remember?
Yes.
That? Yeah, my great grandparents used to take us there to the K
Brian
Cafe.
used to talk about going up to Jamestown Mall and eating at the Walgreens.
Yes, it was called Wags.
Yes. Brian used to eat at the Walgreens.
Yes, it was down that's where we always parked at that end and went right.
Yes. Yeah.
Good old days. We should do a North County podcast.
Oh my God, Florissant talk.
Your mom appreciate it. All right, so
nobody else here will, but
Wags. Oh my God, that's because I worked at the Chick-fil-A Jamestown Mall when it was next to Pat's.
Yes, it was Pat's, and there was the hot dog on a stick.
Yeah, there was Hot Sam's.
Was that what it was? It was Hot Sam's?
Sam's was next door to Wags. It was the place I always got my pizza pretzel. Then next to that was Tape World.
But there was a corn dog place.
Yeah, there was one across the street.
I think that was Hot Dog on a Stick.
Yeah, there was like a corn dog place across the mall from us, like across the street, because we'd trade food with them at the end of the night.
Got it.
Them sandwiches for pretzels and stuff. Okay.
Wait, you used to work at Chick-fil-A?
3 weeks. And then because I wanted like a raise at the skating rink, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Chick-fil-A, man. I'll make like a quarter an hour more. So I did. They're like, go ahead. So I did. I worked like 10 times harder than I did the skating. Ate food, drank soda, and played music. I was like, forget that, man. I'm going back, and I got my raise anyway when I went back.
That's funny.
I was like, that is way, and it was Christmas time. Oh, Chick-fil-A was a nut house. It was
oh my gosh.
doing. What I was like, this is way too hard.
That's funny.
Your anniversary?
Yesterday was.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Thank you, Brian. I've been married for 12 years.
Wow. Holy cow. So
I know.
Married for 12 years.
Yeah, we got married at the same time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Did you know that speaking of North County now, because we went to lunch on Main Street in St. Charles, because we got engaged, this is where we ate right before we got engaged. The winery of the Little Hills closed.
Really?
Yeah, I drove past today. It's empty.
Huh. Don is correct. You need a dietary intervention.
Right about now, I agree. Because my stomach is hurting. Hurting for certain, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Let's answer questions.
Yeah, we are so dumb. Nobody wants to hear us talk about random stuff.
Where is that question that I got? Oh, here it is. All right, let's do this. Here we go. This is 1362. Here we go. Welcome to episode 1362 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and Magical Mouse Radio. Check it out. We've got some new stuff coming to Magical Mouse Radio here very soon, so stay tuned for that. But hey, it's Wednesday. It's a podcast. So, we've been doing this for the last 10 years or more, where we are going to answer your listener questions. You send them in, we answer them. And today, Ricky and I are going to try to get through as many as possible. So strap in. Pam's on a boat over in Europe on a river cruise, having a blast, fancy foods and seeing.
I'm back from Walt Disney World, so I can answer questions about Walt Disney World to the moment.
There you go. All right. Well, we got some future questions too. So joining us, we have Ricky. She's from a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, touringplans.com, and of course, The Mouse for Less, and just back from a birthday trip to Central Florida. What's up, Ricky?
I am very rapidly drowning in the rabbit hole of stuff that I have left on my plate from going on my Disney vacation. So, but it's all okay. You know how that is when you come back and you're like, oh my gosh, what just happened to my inbox? So
I'm just now catching up from being on for 2 weeks, and I was
gone 2 days, and I still am like, what happened?
I'm still not caught up, but I'm getting closer. Like I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And the good news is all my teacher friends are getting ready to go back to school. Actually, Pam went back today as of this podcast coming out, and it's the greatest feeling in the world not to have to go back to school. I did it for 40 years. I'm not. Yeah, I don't need to go back to school.
Yes, you did do it for a very long time. Good for you.
All right. So let me just again, Pam is not here. She won't be here on Friday. She's on an Adventures by Disney.
I can't wait to hear about this cruise, by the way.
Yeah. I think I still think they're going to be the youngest people on the ship because
I bet money they will be. Yes.
We'll see. I don't know. It sounds fun though. I would, me, Ricky, like I go and eat with the older crowd. Like I like.
Yes, you're at the 4:00 dinner. Definitely.
Yeah, because at Texas Roadhouse, if you eat before 6, it's like, it's really cheap. And so I go out there.
Yes, it is.
I get up at 5 a.m, so I'm hungry about that anyway. So
you are an old man.
Those are my peeps. So I'm gonna have to do that cruise too. Anyway, let's get to the first question at the top of the show. It's from Sherry. Says, "Hey Mike, Pam, and Ricky. Sherry from Dallas here. I'm going on a 3-day trip to Walt Disney World in December. The first night is the Very Merry Christmas Party. And night 2, I just booked the Animal Kingdom VIP tour since we had an unexpected opening. This means I need to choose between the Candlelight Processional with Whoopi Goldberg or the Jingle Bell Jingle Bam dessert party for the 3rd night. It will just be me and my 9-year-old son. What would you recommend? We're trying to pack as much Disney Christmas magic into our weekend getaway as possible. Thanks so much for your advice. I love the podcast." Sherry. All right, so we got Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam versus Whoopi Goldberg bringing us the Christmas story over at Epcot with the Candlelight Processional. Again, it is Sherry and her 9-year-old son. I have an idea, but what do you say first?
Oh my gosh, this is the worst choice ever. It's like, how do you choose which one? But I know she's asking. Part of me says, I'm gonna go with my initial inclination, and I was gonna say, I keep changing my mind. I'm gonna go with Candlelight because you've got stuff all around World Showcase as well. So you've got the different countries, you've got the different food. I just feel like that Epcot does a really good job with Christmas stuff. Not to say that Hollywood Studios doesn't, and you're gonna have more with Hollywood Studios this year too with Toy Story Land getting in on the fun. They're going to have, some excitement there with the music being played, like, and the alien swirling saucers is going to be like Christmassy type stuff. So I'm so torn though, because I really do like Jingle Bell Jingle Bam too. But I think I'm going to go with Candlelight. Just ekes it out just a little.
And we're not even getting into the politics of Whoopi Goldberg here because the chat room is, and we're not doing that. I'm just saying, like,
right.
A celebrity reader at Candlelight Processional, I would say, and again, I'm not trying to do this just to be because it's Ricky and Mike, but I'm saying
you're going to go the opposite, aren't you?
Here's why: a 9-year-old boy.
That was the.
Like, seriously, like a 9-year-old boy at a dessert party. Now, if it was just Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, I'd probably say Candlelight. And I feel like God is like frowning down on me because like Candlelight Processional is like the word of God, and Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam is some made up half-bit cartoon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, right. I'm probably going to get run over by a car as soon as I go outside after recording this show. But I will say I think a 9-year-old boy, because there's like lasers. It's a really
That's true. I know. I was thinking about that too. Yeah.
Processional is more for the older crowd, and a 9-year-old boy just sugar high is scarfing down cupcakes and cheesecake and what have you, and boom.
You won me over. I'm going with Jingle Bell Jingle Bam. Yeah, I think that's the better choice for a 9-year-old boy though. Yeah. Right. I think that is.
And Chef Todd says best dessert party out there. That one.
Sure.
So there you go.
Yeah.
That crowd has spoken. All right, Kyler's got the next question. It says, "Hi, Mac, Ricky, and Pam. I'll be traveling to the world September 6th through the 11th, mostly for food and wine and for the lower crowds. We have planned to go to Epcot the night of September 6th and stay until close, but we're now very worried the VIP pass holder event from 9 to 11 will mean awful crowds for the last few hours in the park. Do you think we ought to change our plans for this night? How bad do you think the crowds will be? Thanks so much, Kylie." So what she's asking is this newly announced, this kind of dropped on us. I didn't see this coming. Is that Disney this fall is offering in late summer some special perks for VIP or for pass holders. They're called VIP pass holder nights, and I think it's going to be very similar to what they've done with DVC in the past. Ricky, is that what you're hearing?
Something like that. Yeah. I, again, have been a little off the radar. I know of the event just because I got the invite in my inbox and I looked at it very briefly, thought about signing up for it, and then just realized it probably wasn't going to work out with my schedule just because it was only certain nights. But I'm not sure if obviously annual pass holders will have annual passes. So I don't know if they will be able to get in early with the pass holder like VIP thing, or if it promptly starts at 9, I guess would be the time. I would guess that it maybe promptly starts at 9. So
the thing about annual pass holders is they can go in early because they
right. That was what I was saying though. I don't know if the will go in early. So I would say that park may see a bump as the night goes on. So just keep that in mind. If you're really worried, then maybe choose a different park. But I mean, I don't know that it's going to be really, really bad up until maybe the last hour or so before the party or the VIP event starts.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change your plans because we don't know. This
right.
is a new thing. I mean, there's a lot of annual pass holders though. And so if annual pass holders do jump on these events, like I saw it and I got kind of excited that I'm like,
right,
am I going to make because what they're doing, they're scheduling this in the low times. They're not scheduling this like when you can combine it really with like a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party or a Christmas party. They're obviously they're filling in gaps. And when I thought about it, I was like, ooh, that'd be fun to go down, try to work that in. But the thing is, I'd rather go down for a Halloween or a Christmas party than to schedule a trip around this event. I don't know if it's going to be that cool. I don't know though. I mean, it could be nice. I'm glad they're doing stuff like this, though. I can't complain.
Yeah. Definitely. I'm glad that they're doing stuff like this. It's a nice perk for pass holders when I think we haven't gotten a lot of perks in a while. I do think that their sign up system is a little wonky sometimes, even now. Because I did try to sign up. And obviously, because I'm connected to so many people, I had to try to remove every single person before I, was almost got to the actual sign up page. But then I, was like, no, it's just not going to work. But yeah. It'll be a fun event for those who get to go.
Yes, it will. I'm glad that we're doing it. So, it's always good to have the option. You don't have to take advantage of it. But again, be flexible because the crowds obviously won't be any lower. They're going to be higher. But I don't think it'll be anything, especially Epcot, because, Epcot holds the crowds really well. I mean, even on YouTube, I've been fun. Yeah. All right. So next question is from Julie. It's possible first Disney cruise with a baby. Hi, Mike, Ricky, and Pam. My family and I are planning a large trip for next December of 2019. My husband and I are considering adding a 3 or 4 night cruise to the end of the trip. We've never cruised before, but we're hoping to use this cruise as a warm up for a longer cruise in the future. Our question is, we will then have an almost 1-year-old at the time of the cruise. Is this still a good idea? Would it be better to wait until the following year? Thanks for your help. Julie's in Maryland. All right. So Ricky, I know that you have not cruised with a,
no.
I have. And, we took Mallory when she was, the first podcast cruise was 2011. She was born in 2010. So what was she like? She was about 18 months when we went. So we had to find, she did fine. The only thing that was bad about that cruise was that she got sick. She was kind of weak because we went to Walt Disney World first. And she started kind of feeling sick. Like you could tell she was like fussy and, crying. And I think she had an ear infection. And so we had to stop before we got on the cruise at a pharmacy in somewhere like Titusville, somewhere over on the Space Coast. Went to a Walgreens because we called the doctor. The doctor said to get this medicine. They called it in, and we took that with her. And she was a little fussy on the ship, which as parents, that kind of makes you like really on edge when you're on a cruise because you're out in the middle of the ocean. Right. It's like your pediatrician's very far away. You're away from home, and it's exacerbated by being on a ship out at sea. But the thing is that she wasn't really that fussy. And, other than that, everything was fine. I think that taking kids is, and we didn't use like the nursery or anything like that. We kept her with us the whole time, but we had a fine time and she was fine. We just had a good old time. But, I think that's the thing is when they're that young, sometimes you get really nervous when they get sick, and Mallory was sick, but we made it through, nothing bad happened. So that was good. So what are your thoughts on that, Ricky?
Yeah, I think, just know going into it, like If you did want to have alone time, you do have to use the baby care centers. It's a Small World Nursery, I guess I should say, and that does have a fee to it, and you do have to sign up for it ahead of time. So make sure you do planning if you decide you want to take advantage of that. But most of the time, it's going to be family time, so I would assume that you'd want to have the baby with you anyway. So I think it's a fine idea. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We traveled with Haley on the podcast cruise, and we had a great time with her, and she ran around with all of us, and it was a good time. So just keep the schedule going, and I think you'll have a good time.
Yep. Sarah's asking if 6 months is the minimum age to cruise. It is with Disney Cruise Line. You got to be at least 6 months old when you board the ship. And let me think. One other thing. You said something that triggered me about Haley.
Sorry.
Well, the thing was just, the thing with the cruise. The thing was, they're talking about 3 or 4 night cruise. I would definitely start with that. I would jump right into a 7-day or longer cruise with a smaller baby, just because, especially if your first kid, you're going to be a nervous wreck. Like 3 or 4 days, you can handle it. I think 7 days could get overwhelming quickly. I think. I don't know. I think cruising is pretty relaxing, but with kids, I was a nervous wreck. I didn't know what was going on. So,
and if you want more tips too, we have Disney Cruise Line with little ones on the Mouse for Less too. So we have a page all about it.
All right. The next email says, "Help me, Mike Rallman. You are our only hope." So there you go.
Oh no.
Title top of the queue. It's Amy. Hello, Mike, Ricky, and Pam. I have some tricky questions about the Disney dining plan. I'm traveling to Walt Disney World for 7 nights in February 2019. With my son, who will be 7, and my daughter will be 2, and my husband. So 7 and 2-year-old and her husband. We're purchasing the Disney dining plan this trip. However, I've been running the numbers and have a few questions. My daughter eats a lot, and that's in capitals. And my husband doesn't want too many buffets. I know she can eat off our plates, but she regularly finishes her own kids' meals at any restaurant at home, because it's a 2-year-old. We are considering going with the deluxe dining plan, but only eating 2 meals a day out and having breakfast in our room most days. This would provide us enough credits for us to order a meal for our daughter at most restaurants. Is this possible? For instance, if we each have 21 credits, but only each use 14, is she able to use the remaining 7? I know that we can buy dinner for anyone at our table, but does she count as well, being that she is still 2? Okay, let me stop there. She got one other question. Yes, those are pooled credits, so you can use those for your daughter if you're doing it that way, where you're skipping meals, because you're entitled to those credits. And if you want to use them for your daughter, if you want to use them for the people at the next table, you can do that. I think it was Scott that was telling me that maybe it was Pam. They were at Yachtsman Steakhouse one night, and somebody apparently had leftover dining credits, like a lot of them. And so they bought the whole next table at Yachtsman.
Wow. Why did I get in on this? What?
Saying, dude, Yachtsman. This ain't like Beaches and Cream, man. So, yes, you can be
that's a lot of credits to be left over, by the way. I'm just saying. Wow. If you can buy the next table, Yachtsman credits, and yourself, that's a lot of credits left over. Wow.
We need an app to identify people with leftover credits, so you can just follow them around when they go.
Right? Just can they have a blinking light above their head with in the letter D, like the Disney logo? Hello, we've got credits, and it blinks when you've got credits left over. I'd follow them around.
Yeah, it shows you how many they have. Let's see. It says also, are kids still able to order adult meals off the quick service menus now that the meals include alcohol? Sometimes it'd be better for my son to order an adult entree like a flatbread and split it with my daughter than for us to pay for an additional kids meal. Is this still allowed? Thanks for bringing Disney and cheer to my commute 3 days a week and all of the awesome charity work you do for Give Kids the World. Amy is in Bellarica, Massachusetts. Hope I said that right. So the quick service meals, because the thing is, nobody has to be there. Like the whole, mom or dad can order them for everybody. So just, order as you will. Just bring them back to the table. So there you go. All right, let's get to the next one here. Ooh, Run Disney listener questions. Let's hit this one. Let's see. Hi, Mike, Pam, and Ricky. My family and I'll be headed to Disney World in February, and we'll be running the Princess 5K. This is our family's first Run Disney experience, and we have a few questions. First, I see that corrals are not assigned based on running times for the 5K. So how and when are they assigned? Also, with corrals, if we happen to be in the very last one and the race starts at 5:30, what time will we expect to start running? I anticipate taking the race slowly, as we will have our 8-year-old daughter running with us, and we want to stop for character photos along the way. But after the race, we want to go to Garden Grill for breakfast. So what would be the earliest ADR I should be booking? Lastly, we'll be staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Jumbo House, and wonder how the buses are from the resort on race day. All right, so let's stop there. A couple other questions after that. Corrals for 5Ks. I think they're just kind of just random. And the best I know is that they just kind of like fill them up as the registrations come in. I think that's kind of how that works. And families are typically in the same corral, so you don't have to worry about that. If the race starts at 5:30 near the last corral, you'll be out of there by like 5:45 or 5:50. It's not like the marathon where there's, 20 different corrals. They're bigger corrals and they just get people out of there quicker. So, because there's not a lot of people like going full throttle on a 5K. So you'll probably be out there by 5:45, 5:50. You'll be running. And the earliest, what would you say? So if a race starts at 5:30 and they have an 8-year-old, Ricky, would it be the earliest you make your ADR for, Garden Grill? I mean, think about it. The park doesn't open until 9. Well, I guess they have pre-park opening ADRs though, right? I would imagine.
Well, yeah, they do. I guess it depends on if you want to go without taking a shower.
Yeah, please, farmer.
But I mean, yeah, it depends on how smelly you get. I don't, honestly, I really have no idea. I would assume, 5K probably wouldn't take.
It's going to take an hour to walk.
Yeah, I was going to say it probably wouldn't take more than an hour. I was going to go an hour and 15 minutes just if you were really slow. But technically it's a 16-minute mile. So yeah, that's 45 minutes roughly ish. So is when you're supposed to be done, but it's not timed. I get that. It's not. So,
here's what I just go with 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Ish, because it's going to give you time where you're not stressed out. If you try to make it too soon, you're going to be stressed. And
if you get there early, they might be able to take you in early too. I mean, that's,
all right. Second question is, any tips on Animal Kingdom Lodge? We're staying DVC and have never stepped foot in this resort, so we know nothing. Thank you so much for your help on the podcast. Carolyn's in Webster, New York. All right, lay some AKL knowledge on us, Ricky.
It's gorgeous. So that's the first thing you need to know about the resort. It really is. There's the two different sections. So just know that there's the Jumbo House and Kidani Village. So know that most restaurants are in Jumbo House. Kidani Village only has Sanaa, so that's something to keep in mind. Definitely get a reservation at Sanaa. Just telling you right now, you want to do that. And then everything else, make sure you view the animals. That's probably a no-brainer. Take part in some of the activities that they have around the resort because they're definitely unique. They have things like tours and stuff like that you can participate in as well. So really, I would say definitely make sure you spend a day at the hotel just enjoying everything that they have. And 100%. That's the best tip I have.
100%. Don't skip out on Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's just the day you spend there is going to be as fun, honestly, as the day you spend in a theme park because it's so cool. It's so unique. It's not, it's not the same kind of day as going to the Magic Kingdom, but it's a fun day that you just won't forget. So take it. All right. Josh has a question in the chat. Let's see here. We're staying at Pop Century late September. We're thinking of taking our 2 girls to the Chippendales Campfire Sing-Along at Fort Wilderness. One of the days, what would be the best way to get there, in your opinion? We won't have a car of our own. Thanks. Josh, I would either look at the minivans. That'd be kind of fun. That'd be a splurge, but if not, Uber. If you want to use Disney transportation, obviously it's a bus ride to the Magic Kingdom, a boat to Fort Wilderness.
I would suggest, if you are really okay with it, minivan, because the minivan can actually take you to the location of the Chippendale Campfire sing-along thing. So Uber cannot, so just keep that in mind as well. And I don't think it's at the same location as where like Hoop-Dee-Doo is, right? Or is it just a little bit down the?
It's a little bit behind Hoop-Dee-Doo.
Yeah. So you could take the bus and the boat, but that might be that'll take you a long time. So
an adventurous Uber driver could get you back there, but that'd be their only time they're ever going to get into Fort Wilderness, and they're going to lose their sticker. So probably not. All right, Austin's got the next question. He says, needing help with 2 table service reservations. Hey there, Mike, Pam, and Ricky. My wife and I are ditching the kids and going to Disney World to celebrate our 10th wedding anniversary in September during free dining. You scored like 3 times just in one sentence there, Austin. That's awesome. He says, we just took them for their first trip in March, so we don't feel too bad about it. All right. We upgraded our free dining package to include some table service meals, but we're wavering on what to do with 2 of them. We booked Raglan Road in Morimoto, Asia a couple months ago and want to change both reservations. We arrive Thursday morning and plan on heading straight to the Magic Kingdom before checking into our room at Coronado Springs. We'll probably do a quick service meal for lunch. You need to go to Pepper Market, just a little aside there. But we would like to make a dinner reservation somewhere between Magic Kingdom and Coronado Springs rather than making the trip to Disney Springs. We're also looking at a table service meal close to Animal Kingdom one day because we decided that heading to Disney Springs for lunch isn't feasible that day. We thought about booking 2 premier dining reservations and splitting meals since we often do that anyway when we eat out. Can you tell me if we are allowed to split meals on the dining plan? If not, can we get some suggestions for places to eat on those 2 days? Thanks. You truly make these days happy as I get a dose of Disney every time I listen. I appreciate your help. Austin is in Kendallville, Indiana, which is in the northeast corner. Hope to see you at the Indy Disney meet here in just a few weeks, Austin. Come on down to Indy. All right, so they're scratching Raglan Road and Morimoto Asia. 2 good restaurants. But so they're looking for, let me get back here. So looking for a reservation somewhere between the Magic Kingdom and Coronado Springs that first night.
Oh
man.
Well,
say you know me,
that is
Springs. I love some Maya Grill, but I'm not.
No, don't do that to them. So initially I would have said something like Kona. However, I just ate at Kona and I have to tell you, I was not impressed with their latest menu.
Easy.
I know. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I feel like they really butchered it. It's a lot of sushi. So if you like sushi, that's great. But the rest of the options, I mean, there were not a lot of options that that were really intriguing to me. So I got the coffee rubbed steak, which normally one would think that I would enjoy that given the fact that I really love coffee, but because it was a coffee rubbed steak, it was extremely bitter. I mean, because it's got coffee grounds on it.
What do you expect? I don't want my steak rubbed.
Well, yeah, exactly. It was actually, I mean, I really liked it, but I also wouldn't get it again. So I feel like they really butchered the menu and I was not impressed with it. So just a heads up to those of you who really like Kona, check the menu before you go there again. So gosh, where would I go if I was at the Magic Kingdom? I was thinking about the Plaza because that's a really good option. I think that they have a lot of good food.
They do.
So that's going to be my suggestion.
What about Liberty Tree too? Liberty Tree kind of flies under the radar. Now it's heavy. Of course, during lunch, it's not the Thanksgiving meal; it's a la carte. So that might help.
Right.
On yourself.
Yeah.
So the table service meal that they're trying to do next to Animal Kingdom, I think that's simple. You mentioned it earlier. Sanaa. We did this on our trip this month. And the thing is that
Boma.
Or Boma, but Boma's heavy for lunch.
But still.
Yeah. Lunch, I wouldn't do Boma.
All right.
Do they have lunch? Maybe they. No, they don't. They don't because I did a tour through there and they weren't open.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I keep thinking that it's dinner, not lunch. Never mind. Yeah, I would do Sanaa then. Yeah.
Boma would kill you at lunch. Can you imagine the rest of the day after you had Boma? Oh,
terrible.
Good. But so I would go to Sanaa. We did this and we nailed it. Like Scott suggested, we were like hot. We're at the Animal Kingdom. We're like, we just want to eat. We want to get out of the park. We called got on the app, boom, made a reservation for Sanaa in an hour, jumped I think we just jumped a bus to Animal Kingdom Lodge and went there. There were 4 of us. It was Scott and Elizabeth, Pam and I, and we got 2 bread services and we each split like an entree. Like Pam and I split a burger and fries or whatever the side was, slaw or something. And Elizabeth and Scott did the same. Because we had a dinner reservation later that night and it was perfect. Like we had the bread service, we had a little bit of protein with like the burger and stuff. And it was just great because it was perfect for lunch. We didn't feel like sometimes you eat so much and it's hot and you just roll out of there. You're like, I'm just done for the day. And we didn't feel that way, but it was so good. And it's such a I think everybody needs to try to get over there because like we sat right on the window. All the animals were coming up. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I would totally do so now. All right. Okay. Let's get to the next question. This is a good one for you because it's a rumor. Sherry says, hey, everyone, I read a rumor online that Disney's canceling pre-booked early Magic Morning hard ticket events in October and November. Mine's booked for early November. Have you heard anything about this? Thanks, Sherry.
All right. So haven't heard anything about it. So, and until you get that notification, I would assume that, if you got a notification from Disney, that would be the official warning that, or, saying that, hey, it's canceled. But I don't see why they would cancel it, especially if they've already got you locked in, meaning like they've already booked your reservation and everything like that. I don't see why they would be canceling that. So I say go either way, you know, go until they tell you that they're not doing it anymore.
I'm doing with Illuminations. Boy, I'm going to go to that show till they take it away, which could be sooner rather
than later. Now that's a rumor I have heard. So
you know, I just keep telling myself they're just souping up Illuminations. That's all they're doing. They're just putting in more stuff. Yeah, they're not. They're putting putting in something. I know. Drones are awesome. That's the only thing that, like, if they get rid of Illuminations but bring in drones, they got me. I'm okay. I won't have to strap myself with Henry and whoever else I was going to strap myself to the lagoon with.
All right, that's good.
All right, Laura's got the next question. Hey, Mike, Ricky, and Pam, I need some help after being a longtime listener. I'm very excited to ask my first question.
Yay!
It's a what would you do? I like this. I'm going down to the world for a 6-night trip at the end of October, staying at Wilderness Lodge with a park hopper. I was set to arrive on a Sunday originally and not use a ticket on that day since I had purchased the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party for that night and would go in after checking in and getting settled in. But this week, I switched my flight to arrive a day early because of a dramatic price cut with the airline if we would arrive on Saturday. And, well, who doesn't want more time at Disney? Win-win. But now I don't know what to do with that day. My original thought was to stay at a Disney Springs hotel and do some dining and shopping on that Saturday evening since my flight arrives about 5 p.m. that day. But now I'm left with all day Sunday with no park ticket, which I am okay with because I can find plenty to do outside the park, but it's such a nominal fee to upgrade to a 7-day. And I'm also not sure about my Disney Springs area hotel idea because of Magical Express. Help. What would you do in this situation? Thanks in advance for any and all advice. Laura is in Berwick, Louisiana. I know that I mispronounced that city earlier. Chat room, you'd let me know, and I'm sorry, but I will work on my pronunciation. All right, so this one's pretty simple. First of all, when you got a 6-day ticket and you're going to go to a 7-day ticket, it's a no-brainer. It is money that you will never, ever regret spending. You're talking like $10, maybe even less. I don't have it in front of me, but it's around $10 or less to go from a 6 to a 7-day Magic Your Way ticket. Think about this. Would you pay $10 for another day at a Disney park? I mean, think about it. The first day is over $100.
Right.
And you can have that same day for $10 or less. And the thing is, it opens up all kinds of potential for you, especially she has a hopper, you know, so like, boom, you can go to any park. You can go to 2 parks that day. You can go to 4 parks that day. Because she's getting in late on Saturday night, but go to a park Saturday night, get settled in and go watch some fireworks. Then you got all day Sunday before the Halloween party, go to a park, have a good time. And I just add a day if you can at Wilderness Lodge, because I don't think, with a shorter trip that you want to do a lot of resort hopping, I think it'd be a pain. So Ricky, what are your thoughts?
I think that's a good, I would definitely add the park. I would definitely add the day. And if you're not wanting to add the day, you definitely have a good idea with Disney Springs. I think that's always something that you can do, or resort hop, like you said, a little bit. But I think that what you said was probably the best plan.
Go in. That's why you're there, and think about what you're spending on the trip and what's 10 extra bucks at that point. Nothing.
Right.
All right, we got some feedback, minivan and car seat info from Rachel. Hey, Mike, Pam, and Ricky. I was listening to your listener question show, and you guys were talking about the minivans, Uber, and car seats. We just got back from our trip to the world with our 6-month-old. We used the minivan service many times during our stay and can't rave enough about it. They do have rear-facing car seats and infant pillows for the tiny babies as well. Each minivan is equipped with 2 Graco Forever car seats in the trunk. Cast members have to undergo 3 days of car seat training, and our drivers were all extremely quick and thorough when installing the car seat. Thought this info might be helpful for other listeners. Thanks for a great show. My daughter Aurora and I love listening to your show on the way to work and daycare. Rachel is in Fredericksburg, Virginia, 822 miles from me, 289 from Pam. Well, not today, and 590 miles from you, Ricky.
Awesome.
How about that? We got to send a shout out to Aurora. Aurora, hey. So is Aurora going to work and Rachel's going to daycare, or is it the other way? I don't know. It could be. I don't know. So Aurora, thanks for listening. Keep your mom listening. At least keep her downloading. Can you imagine 3 days of car seat training? Whew. Teacher insert.
Don't they only give you 1 day of car seat training kind of when you have a baby?
I don't think I ever figured it out. I was still Pam. Like, because, we'd want to move the car seat every once in a while. Like,
right.
Or something. And I'm like, guys, is it worth it? Because you don't even wait, Ricky, wait till you have a kid. Like they are anchored down by like
I know.
hooks and the seats and everything. It's ridiculous. Like
I
you
know.
think like, but like when we rode around, I didn't think we put seatbelts on the kids. Like I don't. I was in the back of my grandpa's truck. You know, like
Right.
God, like
Times have changed. Yes.
I mean, I was in the back of the F-150. We all made it. There was like 6 of us. Anyway.
That's right.
All right, Logan's got the next question. Planning our first trip as a married couple. Hi, Mike and Ricky. Well, see, look, Logan knew Pam wasn't even going to be here.
That's right. He knew. And I think I can handle this one because I go with Brian all the time. So we got this.
That's right. My husband and I are planning our first trip as a married couple. We took a trip together last fall of October of 2017 and had a blast. That trip was planned very last minute and we just explored. We're now planning our next trip and first as a married couple. Our question, we're going just the two of us. Every time I see just the two of us, I just want to sing that song. Grover Cleveland, I think. No, Grover Washington. Grover Cleveland was the president.
Sadly enough, I think of Will Smith. So just
all right. So our question, we're going just the two of us and thinking a 5-day, 4-night trip. When is the best time to go for lowest crowds? We're thinking late January. Also, is it better to fly in on a Friday and leave on a Tuesday or fly in on a Thursday and leave on a Monday? We have a bit of flexibility with our vacation days. Just want to connect it to a weekend. Thanks in advance. I just started listening to your podcast, which spurred the decision to go back to Disney with more planning and booking a few months out this winter. Thanks so much, Logan. All right. You know what? Disney needs to hear that. We're driving business your way, Disney. So thank you.
That's right.
Keep up with some of the cool stuff. All right. So would you rather let's just jump on this part. Would you go Friday to Tuesday or would you go Thursday to Monday?
Personally, I do whatever fits into whatever I'm planning on doing best. So whether it would be airline, which one I can get the cheaper flights for, or maybe, which one I can get a cheaper rental car for, or what activity I'm looking to do during the trip, what days it works out better. Because I do these trips all the time. So usually when I do them, I will do like a Friday through, like a Tuesday type thing. That's usually, right? Is that what they said? Friday through Tuesday. Yeah. So usually that's what I'll do. But I mean, I think, Thursday through Monday is fine. Like I said, I think whatever works best for what you're planning on doing is going to be the best option, and what is the cheaper option for you. I think that's where I would go.
And so they're thinking they're looking for low crowds. So late January is a good time to go. Mm-hmm. The weather can be slightly sketchy still.
Oh, yeah.
January, but it's not bad. I mean, it's way better than anywhere else in the country. But if you're really looking for good weather, I like you're trying to avoid spring break. So I would say, well, early May is like sweet.
Yes. Early May, I think
May is like the bomb to go down there. Farm gardens going on, great weather, it's getting warm, but you don't really, the thing is, like in early May you don't mind warm because you've been frozen. If you're from like the Midwest or most places in the country, like you're just like, oh God, it feels so good to be in 80-degree weather. We're like you're sick of it by this time of the year, but I think you could handle it then. So.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Early May is one of my favorite times to go.
All right, let's hit another question here from Robin. Hey, Mike, Pam, and Ricky, do you know whether Walt Disney World annual pass holders get their discount when they use mobile ordering at the quick service restaurants? Last year when we were there, the mobile ordering app wasn't set up yet to get the AP discount. Has this changed yet? Love the podcast, Robin. I don't think so.
Not yet. No. Mm-mm. Unfortunately. And part of it is also that most of the time, keyword is most, you don't get annual pass holder discounts at counter service anyway, like especially within the parks. I know you can get it like in some of the resort places, but definitely in the parks, they don't offer an annual pass discount anyway at the counter service restaurants, usually.
All right, let's get to the next. It says girls trip questions, Ricky. So this one's for you.
Okay. You don't want to answer this.
Well, no. I mean, I've worked with all women. I have a house full of women. Like, I'm pretty.
You do this with all women. Yes.
My whole life. Like
your whole life. Yes.
Like I thought about that one day. I'm like, good Lord. All right. Hi, Mike.
You need a little masculine energy in your life.
I have a few questions about my upcoming trip, and you've helped me before on earlier trips, so I'm hoping you can help me now. I've been to the world with my family about 8 times, but this will be our first trip without them. My best friend Liz and I are doing a girls-only trip in April 2019 to celebrate my birthday. We've been down twice before with her family, joining us on family trips. We're staying at French Quarter and keeping with the resort, are planning a laid back sort of trip. Hitting the parks is a must, but also maybe a spa day at the Grand Floridian, finishing
Ooh.
off the trip at Trader Sam's.
Nice.
Also planning time at Disney Springs, hopefully with a trip to Homecoming. Yes. Hallelujah eggs or biscuit.
That's
Hallelujah.
brunch. That's brunch.
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
You have to go on Sunday for that.
I would hold somebody hostage to get a Hallelujah biscuit. I go in armed. I shouldn't say that. I would not.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. Don't do that.
But it was that good. Okay, she has 2 questions. Here's my questions. Which dessert party at the Magic Kingdom would you do? We enjoyed Wishes the last time we're there, but we're lucky to find a spot to stand. Hoping a dessert party will make it easier to see things. So obviously, Happily Ever After, and I would do it before. I'd eat the desserts before, watch fireworks, because then you're free to.
And I would do the Plaza Garden one, not the Tomorrowland Terrace one, like the viewing area. Yeah.
There you go. Number 2, I have one confirmation number for the room that we are sharing, and have put that info into the My Disney Experience account. Does my friend do the same? How does it work with the magic bands and using them to pay for things? We would want my purchases to go on one credit card and hers to go to another. Can we do that? It's even better if you put your purchases on your friend's card and you don't have to pay.
You're the worst.
That's what good friends do. Let's see. Since I've only shared a room with my family before, I'm not sure how this would work with a non-family member. Thanks for your help. Always enjoy listening to you guys, especially the St. Louis references. I may be living in Chicago now, but this born and bred St. Louisan will always be a Cardinal fan. Chris is up in Aurora, Illinois. That's right. And the Cardinals did take 2 or 3 of the Cubs. So what's up? We're 8 out, but I'm not. All right. So Ricky, I think that Disney now they're a lot better now with the splitting of the magic bands on cards and stuff like that. It used to be you couldn't do that.
Yeah, you definitely can. Just to double check everything, go down to the front desk and just make sure everything is split. They definitely can take care of that. I know that for sure because when I've stayed with Florence before, I've made my own purchases on my own magic band and she's made her own. And for the most part, they end up in the right places. There's every once in a while when you get the bill, you'll see it and it may be switched, and you can just go back down to the front desk when you check out and if there's anything that looks wrong, you can get that switched back. But yeah, it's really easy. Just make a trip to the front desk to double check.
But I like the trip they have planned because the thing is, you want to have good meals, good drinks with friends, Trader Sam's, spa, that's a splurge. So I mean, doing it right and going to the parks. But I mean, I would put the treats like at the end of the day and especially like the spa day at the end of the trip. So you have something you're looking forward to throughout the trip. You're talking like, oh man, I can't wait till we get to the Grand Floridian and just chill. That'd be good.
That'd be nice.
That's a girl's. I could do that.
I'm
not a girl, but I could do that trip.
You've done tea?
I have done tea. Pinkies up. All right, last question of the day. Disney Springs. It's from Scott. No, it's from Mackenzie. It says, hi, Mike, Ricky, and Pam. My family will be selling on the Disney Fantasy in March of 2019, and we'll be driving down to Florida the day before. We should arrive at our hotel in Orlando in the evening and have decided to spend a few hours that night at Disney Springs. My question is that we only have 4 hours maximum there. So what do you think our time would be? How do you think our time would be best spent? We are currently sold on dinner at Homecoming, but we're wondering if there are any other restaurants that are worth considering. Also, are there any other shows, shops, or attractions that are a must see? Sending lots of love and support from Ohio, Mackenzie. So how would you spend 4 hours at Homecoming? Yes. Okay. Yeah. That's probably 90 minutes.
I mean, that 4 hours is going to go by really fast. Just going to let you know. I mean, that 4 hours is going to go by exceedingly fast. I know a lot of people are very into dessert at Homecoming, but I say save that and get dessert at Amorette's or Sprinkles or something like that. That way you can kind of get a couple of different flavors from Disney Springs. If you're looking for kind of an activity to do, you can always do the Void. If you're a Star Wars fan, I think that's a really good option.
Some people might not know what the Void is.
Yes. Okay. So the Void is it's a virtual reality thing where and I haven't done it yet. It's given the fact that I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan has not really caused me to go like, yes, I have to do that. But from what I hear, it's really cool. You don like these virtual reality glasses and like a pack or something like that, and it really makes you feel like you are in the scene that they are actually portraying on the virtual reality glasses. So
very, very cutting edge. It's like stepping tomorrow with VR.
Exactly. So it's really, really cool. So that's an option that you can consider. And walking around and shopping. I mean, of course, you want to stop at places like World of Disney, and also Marketplace Co-op is one of my favorite places to go to. You've got some of the new stores that they've put into, especially that are Disney related. Those are the ones that I always tend to go to.
Disney Bounding Store. What's that called?
Yeah, I've lost the name of it. It's
Disney
style. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah. So there's a couple of like Disney named ones that are like around there. I think there's a Disney home one too. So but yeah, your 4 hours are going to go by like that. You stop and enjoy maybe some entertainment that's playing along the sidewalk or whatever. I mean, really, it's going to go by so fast. So,
and the thing about here's how I feel about Disney Springs. You don't have to go in there with a plan, and it sounds like if you have a goal for your meal, Homecoming's good. I would stick with that because it sounds like you want to try it. Because the thing is, like, you can get just bogged down. There's so many great places you could eat there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and have good meals every night. But I would stick with Homecoming because you're curious about it and you won't be disappointed, I don't think. But the thing is, just kind of wander, go from one end to the other. Start up at the marketplace, work your way to the west side, stop for some entertainment, stop for desserts, like you said, when you encounter something you like, and the thing is maybe split dessert. So you could try like, split a Sprinkles cupcake and then go to Ghirardelli or, Amaretto, whatever, and there's so much to do. There's so much to see. And it's so, some of the stores are very fun, and some of them are really, like go meet the polar bear at the Coke store,
that's true.
But I mean, it's, there's no line. You can go get a picture and like you're growling like with a Coke bear. So there you go. All right, so that's the questions for today, but we appreciate those. So send those in. We try to get through a bunch today from the inbox. So keep sending them to Mike@BeOurGuestPodcast.com. Don't forget today's show brought to you by our friends over at VirtualMickey.com, home of great iPhone apps like Theme Park News, Disney Edition. Ricky, what are we reading about on the app this week? What's latest and greatest? The breaking news.
Can you see my eyes are like, oh dear. Every time I'm never prepared.
You think it happens at 40 minutes every Wednesday.
I know. Every Wednesday I'm never prepared. All right. So you're reading about the fact that Disney recently decided that they're going to do away with single-use items such as straws and lids and cups and plastic bags.
Suckers, they're going to be collectibles on eBay.
And those kind of things. Yeah, I know. I hope that they come up with something because Ricky likes straws. So I'm hoping that they still have like the paper straws at the very least.
No.
It's better than no straw. I'd at least rather have the paper one.
No, and I know a lot of our listeners can back me up on this. Paper straws freak me out. They're from the devil. Like,
they're weird. I'm not saying they're not weird, but if it's between that and no straw, I would much rather have the paper straw.
Never will a paper straw touch these. I have. You could see these on the camera. I have goosebumps just because you said paper straws. They're so gross. I don't know what it is. It's so gross.
Anyway, well, then you can have.
I'm gonna buy. You know what? I'm gonna buy. We need to invent. I'm just telling you, real quick. I'm gonna make like a holster. And it's going to hold my little Mickey straw, the one that has like the little plastic Mickey head, the little hard one. And you stick that everywhere you go. Just jam that into every drink for 2 weeks. Put it right back in your belt and you're set, man. You just bring your own straw. There you go.
There you go. All right. Well, anyway, so there's that. So this is hopefully going to be done by mid 2019. So just keep that in mind. That's about all I got.
Yeah, but getting rid of all the plastics in the resort rooms too. Like, obviously the toiletries they're putting on the wall now, which is going to cut down on waste there. And
yes, that's true.
Here's the question I have for you. Let me just ask you this. And again, Theme Park News Disney Edition, get on this. So they said they're going to cut down on the plastic bags at merchandise locations.
Yes.
What we can do, like, here, put your arms out. Here's your $250 worth of stuff. You can't
I know.
What are they going to do with that? I'm not bringing a canvas bag like I'm going to Trader Joe's or something.
I get it. I understand. You know what? I don't know because I heard they were going to do this for Disney stores, like in the mall and stuff like that too. Like, they're going to allow you to purchase a bag if you would like to purchase a bag, but if I don't want to spend $1 every time on a bag, like I'm just like, getting fleeced. So I'm gonna have to carry it all. What? I don't understand, but I guess I don't know. Maybe they'll have plastic bags for those who don't want to purchase them. I don't. But then that kind of defeats the purpose of getting rid of the plastic bag thing. So I don't know.
like another way to make money on me. Like I'm already overpaying for Disney.
I know it feels. That's what it feels like. It feels like they're trying to make money off of me, and they could just give me the the canvas bag. Can you just give me a cheap canvas bag? I'll take that. That's fine.
We give those away at the Magic for Less. Like,
but then I guess you run into the problem of, well, then what happens when you have a bajillion canvas bags too? So I don't know. It's kind of one of those catch-22s. So
and Ray says it's ironic too that Ziploc is now a sponsor. A plastic bag company is a sponsor of like, I think it's the Kid Cop because you were down there.
It is because I did it. Yes.
So
dude, those suckers are so awesome though, by the way. Let me just tell you, because I got stuck in a monsoon rainstorm. I mean, we stupidly went on Slinky Dog Dash, right? And we could just, I mean, it was the end of the night, and we had been trying to get on Slinky all night, and we couldn't. It was broke down all day. It kept raining all night, and so like, it was finally. So we got in line at the end of the night, right? And all of a sudden, just buckets started pouring down. We got off Slinky drenched. I'm telling you, I've never been wetter in my entire life. Just like I look like I just dumped a bucket on my head. I was like, ta-da! Walking out of the park drenched. I mean, I had my umbrella. It didn't do anything. I could have had a poncho. Wouldn't have done squat. I would have been just drenched either way. So anyway, but I had my bag and I kept it kind of up a little bit, and I had the plastic Ziploc bag was in there. That sucker stayed completely dry. All of my Kid Cut stuff was perfectly.
Hallelujah. See,
100%.
Today brought you by Ziploc.
So I'm just saying, hey, if you ever do get caught in a rainstorm at Disney and you've done the Kid Cut stuff, just dump everything out of there and use the Ziploc bag.
Yeah, I don't know what the goals are. We'll see. I know it's to save the turtles, so we'll see.
It is.
So, long ad read, but Theme Park News Disney.
Yes.
Apple devices. Check it out today. Virtualmickey.com. Please give us a follow on the social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter at Be Our Guest Pod. Lots of followers over there. So thank you to everybody who's followed over there. Also at Be Our Guest Mike. We've got a great Facebook page at facebook.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. And so let's see what else. We got the Amazon affiliate link. When you do that online shopping, please click through beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. We appreciate that very much. And I think that's going to about do it. So Friday, we're going to be back. And what we're going to do is dig into our tech bags, the tech that we take to Walt Disney World. We've talked about
I was glad that stayed dry in my bag.
I think we did this show about 7 years ago, and I'm sure it's changed quite a bit since then. So we're going to just kind of rummage through our bags and talk about what we take, what we need to add to our bags and so forth. Our kit, as we'd call it over in the UK. And, get some suggestions over the weekend for things we can all do to make our kits better for our next Disney trip. So stay tuned for that. So for Pam and Ricky, I'm Mike. Wishing you a great Wednesday. Time to head back to work, and we'll see you real soon. All right, let's save that one and go get my bag. Who is texting?
Oh, I can go get mine. Hold on. I'll be back.
I gotta get mine too. I gotta run upstairs. Which I got this bag on Amazon through our Amazon affiliate link. $5. All right, I'll be back, people. Hang tight. Nobody leave. The Vinylmation is watching you, and so is my Haunted Mansion picture right over my head. Don't move.
All right, I got my bag. Is Mike here? No, he's probably not. Did Mike leave me? Mike left me! Yay! All right, it's the Ricky Show now. Let's do this. So if you guys have questions, ask away. No, he's back. Okay, never mind. I got rid of Mike. Not really. He's still here. Bummer. Just teasing. I love you, Mike. He's not paying any attention to me. La, la, la. So much stuff in here. Oh yeah, I got my keys to the kingdom thing in here. I gotta put this away.
Keys to the Kingdom?
Yeah, that's what I did for my birthday.
That's a fun tour.
Yeah,
I got mine hanging up somewhere.
I gotta put it away. If I haven't gone through my park bag since I got home. I mean, I know I've been home for a week, but it's still full of everything that I had.
Not do this one either. There's a USB cord sitting out of it.
Nice.
A couple things out.
So I gotta put this away.
Oh, see, look.
Yes, Mike's already got a Mickey straw.
I need the holster. Charging cables. How about this?
Oh, yeah. Remember when Mike got all the free swag for going to Toy Story Land?
I got some pretty sweet stuff.
I had to buy all my swag. Just
Man, I got lucky.
I want to punch you so much right now.
Oh, you mean like this Magic Man?
Yeah, I really want to punch you.
What's in here?
Oh, you stole a room occupied?
What? You see that? Room Occupato. What is that? It's a special gift. Oh, it's that picture from like you get in your room. There's a special gift. You get all excited. What's the thing they send you when you get home? I don't know how they got in there.
I don't know. Maybe Pam put it in there.
I'll use the straw just in honor of the show. So here we go.
All right, I should have put more water in my cup because I'm out.
I'm thirsty.
It's a bummer. Mike's using a straw.
Okay. I'm gonna get the hiccups for sure now. Okay, so tech bags. Okay.
Got it. All right. Well, I don't know how techie it is, but I've got my bag, so.
Mine's got tons of junk in it. Okay, so we're gonna have to be kind of descriptive because it's mostly audio.
Yes, this is the problem with the podcast.
You know what? I listened to the show that they did the other day, and it was an audio, and they did fine. So
Got it.
I'm taking.
But for those who are curious, this will go up on our YouTube page as well. So just so you know, we have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/BeOurGuestPodcast.
Yes.
I'm totally.
We're YouTubers.
We're YouTubers now, baby. Look at us.
I'm not a YouTuber.
Hey, you know what? Any way we can get additional viewers / listeners, I will take it. So
I agree. Oh my gosh, this thing's so heavy. Let me sit this over here.
But I love that they all come from different places. Like that's the best thing. Like I love how to find out where people like find us. You know, I think that's kind of the coolest thing because we've been doing this for so long that like, you know, like it's really kind of cool to find out where people find out about us. So I'm gonna ask, like I'm gonna post on, you know, I think that's a really curious thing to ask.
Definitely. That's one of my favorite things to find out too, because it's so weird.
Let us know in the comments because I really want to know. So
I'm gonna make a holster for this and sell them and be rich.
there you go.
Okay.
It's awesome.
All right. This is 1363. Here we go. Welcome to episode 1363 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope that this Friday finds you well. You've made it to the end of another work week. And here we are. We're in August. We're in the dog days of summer. So chill out, grab some lemonade. I know. And, you know, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, I think, starts tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. It feels like it does start this month though. So does Epcot Food and Wine Festival too. That starts this month too.
Yeah, man, it seems like it just ended.
I know, right?
We're getting old because life is moving way too fast.
Oh, it really is. Let me tell you. So crazy.
All right. So today, of course, Pam is still cruising down the Rhine River over in Europe,
Jealous.
seeing castles, real ones, and
Real
eating
castles.
food. And beating us in life right now. But hey, we're
Right.
here with you. That's what matters. I said, you know what? Pam's like, you want to go on the cruise? Like I said, nope, because I got to do the podcast. So here I am. So here we go.
Liar.
I know.
That's fine. It's
But
fine.
you know what's going to be fun though? It's August now. Indie Disney Meet Month. We're doing that.
I
here.
know. I'm so excited. I can't believe it's the end of this month.
That's
So.
right. So in Noblesville, Indiana, at the Hamilton County Fairgrounds, I believe it's Saturday, August 25th, and I know it's noon to 7. And we're going to be on the main stage, and we're giving out, along with the Magic for Less Travel, and I believe it's Magical Wishes, the folks who put on the Indie Disney Meet. We're giving out a Walt Disney World vacation. You know what?
Awesome.
You get a Disney vacation for $20.
That's fantastic.
Like, I mean, the travel agents, the Magic for Less are good, but they can't be that good. They're not going to get you a vacation for $20. I don't care how good they are. You're not even Baker, Deb Chambers. Nobody's getting you for $20.
And I am unfortunately not eligible to
No, me neither. That's with the dining plan, people. That's at a key resort.
What if I make Brian come up? Can he be eligible to win?
Ineligible. Any people that we even know, we know a lot of people, so you could still win.
Any people we're married to, or our children are not eligible.
Unfortunately not. But yeah, come out to Indy because we're raising money again for Give Kids the World. Now, I just want to put kind of a bow because we haven't really talked about this. Ricky's been out of town. Pam's been traveling now. We've, things have been crazy here over the last month or so. But as of this recording, we're sitting at about $32,200 for Give Kids the World here on the podcast. So I just want to, again, send a huge thank you to our listeners. You guys are continuously the best. You love.
Y'all are awesome.
You guys are amazing. So thank you to everybody who's donated since the 12-hour show ended. Thanks to everybody who donated during the show. Ricky, I haven't had a chance again to tell you thank you for putting it together. You do it every summer. Next year will be the 10th annual.
Oh my gosh.
This year. So thanks again.
Oh my gosh. I just want to say to everybody, okay, as of this point of the recording, I haven't done it yet, but hopefully by the time this comes out on Friday, your packages will have been mailed if I have them, if I'm the one in charge of mailing them, because I have been running around like a chicken with my head cut off the past couple of weeks. So apologies for the delay, but I will be getting those mailed out this week. So hopefully now that it's Friday, you will be getting them soon if you haven't already gotten them. So
there you go. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about a fun topic. This is two topics that I just love. It's Disney and tech. And this is why back in the day, this is how long we've been doing this podcast, I used to love listening to Beta Mouse.
Yep.
Katie,
miss Beta Mouse. I miss it so much.
Nate, Jeff, Scott, and Henry.
Yes.
It was just so random. It was at the perfect time. It was at the perfect time, but they let it go like when there was so much more to talk about.
I know.
I can't. I love that show. That show was so much fun. But anyway, we're going to kind of dive into like a Beta Mouse mode today. Dr. Kai, you're welcome. So we are going to talk about what's in our tech bags, because obviously when I go to Walt Disney World, I have my little toiletries bag with my toothbrush and toothpaste and deodorant and all that good stuff that keeps me clean. But my most important,
thank goodness, we're all happy about that, by the way.
I could lose that one and I wouldn't be too sad if I lost.
No. That, trust me, your family would be sad because, we had to buy Brian a new shirt at Universal because he needed to smell a little better. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh, you just called him out on the show. That's
I totally did.
Everybody in Indy's gonna go up to Brian and be like, "Are you Brian? You smell all right today." Anyway, so
fine. Yeah.
You could say that was a Universal.
Let's just say we got drenched on all the water rides, and so I'm pretty sure that water ride mixed with everything else in the day just didn't mix well.
That is true. That water in those water rides is pretty gross.
Yes.
Anyway, so we're gonna just kind of go back and forth and talk about some stuff that we put in our bag. Like this is my carry-on. And I just learned that you could actually take on 2 bags on carry-on, like this.
Oh my gosh! No, you did not just learn. Oh, okay,
no, because they say like a personal device and a carry-on bag. So this was always my carry-on bag, and like I would take on like an individual item. I'm a rule follower, Ricky. I don't get pleased by the FAA. So the thing with the TSA or whatever. So like I finally figured out. I saw this one lady like going on with like a rolling suitcase and a backpack and a dog. I'm like, how many things is she getting away with? So then now I take.
She paid for the dog, so let's just be perfectly honest.
Anyway, so this is the bag that I take. Let me just, we have our Amazon affiliate link. I got this travel bag, $25 on Amazon. It's the Amazon Basics, but it's good because my old one was like getting so wore out. I had for 15 years. But it's nice. The backpack, really nice. You can use our link if you want to go there.
I like that.
I'm going to the big, and I love these things that they gave out the last couple of years at Marathon Weekend, the luggage tag.
Yeah, those are nice.
Those are sweet. So I like this one the best because this is the race that never happened. It's the half marathon medal. But okay, anyway. So I'm going to go into the big pouch. And of course, when I go to Walt Disney World to take my laptop,
right.
Then Lappin for the awesome Dopey sticker on the back. Boom.
Love it.
And I take my iPad. The reason I take both is if there's an emergency with one of my guests, and a lot of people have jobs where you got to kind of stay connected just in case of an emergency. Your laptop's an easy way to get work done. And the iPad's a great way to kind of chill out at the end of the night. Also watch movies on the plane. So Ricky, what do you have kind of in your biggest pocket or like your bigger items?
So I have kind of two separate bags. I have my actual like laptop bag, and I didn't bring that upstairs. But in my actual laptop bag, I will throw in my laptop. I will also sometimes throw in my iPad. Depends on the trip, really, to be perfectly honest, if I'm throwing in my iPad or not. Most of the time, I just go with the laptop. I will also traditionally throw in my microphone. So if I do end up doing mouse bites during my trip, which lately I have not, I apologize. I will have the lapel so that I can actually record it. But that's pretty much all I have in the actual laptop bag. I'll bring my mouse, and that's pretty much it. I do. I hate using the mouse on the touchpad. I hate it.
Are you kidding me? That's all I do.
I hate it. I feel like I'm getting carpal tunnel with it. Like I absolutely hate it. I always have a mouse. Like seriously, I have a mouse. I hate the touchpad. So.
Oh, I hate mice. I'm the opposite.
No, I have a mouse. So anyway.
All right. Now here's where it gets hairy because the thing is, it depends like who you are for your family group. Like the thing is I tell everybody to bring their charger. The couple days before I'm like, okay, I'm exactly like my dad used to be. I want to have everybody ready to roll when it's time to go. I tell everybody a couple days before, and I got all your wires because if we need to order something from Amazon or from Apple or whatever, we got to order it here in a couple days because you can't order it 12 hours before. We got to check things. I was like, yeah, I got everything I need. Of course, somebody never has it, but we're leaving for the airport. But I also tell everybody, make sure everything is charged because the thing is I'm always prepared. Like my stuff is always charged 100%, everything, external batteries, everything is good to go because it's just me. Like I have to have everything charged. We'll get on the plane and Mallory's iPad will have 17% and it's like going to burn out, a half hour into the flight. And then she gets jealous because I have an iPad. Like I don't want to give me the eye because my iPad's fully charged because I took the time, right. So I think the thing is you got to really get on everybody. But anyway, so with my family, I pack a lot in this. This is the wires and junk pocket. So let's see what we got here. So I buy 5 packs of these lightning cables for all the devices because, you got your iPhones, and I'm an Apple guy, so you can charge anything with lightning cables. So let's see how many I have because I have to have them for everybody. So I'm just pulling these out because I have random other things in here too. There's 4, 5. Let's see. I don't know because the thing is, you have more items because I have 3 or 4 things I got to charge, and we have 3 or 4 people.
That's true.
You know what? They're not that expensive nowadays. Let me show you this thing. Here's the thing I bought. It's kind of nice.
That's nice.
And for our audio crowd, you need to know what this is. So what it is, it's a USB hub. And the thing is, this came to play when we stayed at Riverside this past time. Now, I'll tell you what, this little guy is going to become extinct here like a dinosaur very soon because when I was at Coronado Springs and when we were at Yacht Club in the newly renovated rooms, also the same would be for Pop Century, French Quarter, all the newly renovated places, you're going to have USB hubs everywhere in the room. You're going to probably have 15 or 20. But Riverside still didn't have them built in because I was in, one of the older rooms. So what this is good for is that you can plug this in to, one of the charging cubes that you just plug into the wall, or you can plug this into a laptop, anything with a USB cable. And instead of having just 1 or 2 USB hubs in that computer, now I have 4.
Nice.
And I have 2 of these guys. So this opens up 8 slots for USB charging. And this thing's like $8 on Amazon. It's real cheap. I don't even know. I just buy the cheapest one, but it works great. So it just opens up more. So it's called USB hub, and it opens up more ports to charge. So Ricky, what do you have kind of in your wire section?
I have the fact that I need to buy that for my cruise, because that's one thing that I know on the cruises they're getting better about having ports, but obviously they don't have a ton of them. So and of course Brian and I have all of our devices while we're on the cruise too. So that's definitely something that I need to add to my list. So thank you, Mike Rollman.
The show today, but again, we want to hear on Facebook what you have in your bag that we don't include because I want to make my kit better. A couple of things I have here. These aren't lightning cables. These are micro or mini USB.
I always have both USB and micro cables in mine. Yes.
Yes. And what this does, these are chargers for my external batteries because you got to charge with those, not lightning. Here's another thing. I bought an extra Apple Watch charger because the one thing you are going to forget, I'm telling you, if you have an Apple Watch, I have almost forgotten because I keep it by my bed. And the thing is, like an Apple Watch it only lasts a day or two. It's not going to last a super long time. Just pay the 40, I think it's like $30, something like that. Go to apple.com, buy a new charger, throw it in your bag. Don't take it out. Use it for travel.
That's genius too.
Here's the other things that I have. This right here is huge. This is my external battery. And I mean, it's huge because I got the biggest one. Now it's an Anker. This is one of the best brands. If people know like tech, Anker, ANKER sells the best external batteries. A lot of mobile devices, they have good stuff. This thing's like 21,000 milliamps. It'll charge an iPhone 9 times. It'll charge an iPad like 4 times. That's not important because I'm not going to go through 9 cycles of my iPhone battery. Even as much as I post on vacation, I'm not using that much juice. But the thing is, and it's kind of heavy to carry around. It's kind of a pain, but I'm 6'3". I put it in my pocket and it's fine. It's a little heavy, but the thing is, anybody that needs juice, like I'm the juice guy. You know what? Like I can just like, you need some juice, just plug it in. I don't have to worry. Like friends, family, I have enough juice. I'm like a walking charging station. So like that, you know what, Ricky, you laugh, but I mean, everybody needs juice.
Oh, it's true. It's true. No, that's kind of the same thing with I have this new Trent one. I've had it forever. And mine only has 2 ports, so it's not as versatile as yours, I guess I should say. But it's also small because it's square, so it's a lot easier to just shove into my pocket or something like that because it's not as wide as yours would be. So I like mine because it's a little more compact and a little more portable. So
yep, that's good.
But I also have 2, one for me and one for Brian. I have 2 little mini ones too, little mini external batteries too. So just in case, I've got backup on backup. So I just want to make sure that I have it.
And you'll see I have backup too, which I don't need with the Organic Monster, but I don't always take this one because if I'm only going out for 3 hours, I don't need to take like, a small city's power plant with me.
Well, exactly. Say Brian just wants to have one and I don't. And
Ricky, we just lost you, so hang on.
I can give him this one.
Hello.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Hang on, just go back from when you started talking. You totally broke up on Skype. I couldn't hear a word you're saying.
I promise.
No, go ahead.
Okay, that's okay. For this part or
from when you started talking about that was fine when you started talking about those little cylinder things.
Yeah. So to make sure that I have enough battery, I also have these little cheap bought them at like Target, Walmart, they sell them everywhere. So that way if Brian needs one and needs to he just wants to put it in his pocket or something like that, I can hand it to him, and that way I don't have to carry the big giant one around. I usually keep the giant one in my purse and run the cord from there to my hand because my phone's always in my hand. So so at least this way I can just hand, instead of me having to be pulled around everywhere by somebody else who's charging their phone, I can just hand one of the sticks off and say, here you go, here's the stick, you can use that and charge your phone. So then of course I have my lightning cable to go with that, and then I have the little micro USB as well to charge both of these as well as the giant external charger. So I just make sure that I'm stocked with external chargers just because at Disney, you do go through so much power. I mean, I go through so much, and I get like really like nervous when I get below like 50. So yeah, I'm just like, no, I need to charge my phone. So if I don't have it at like, and if like these are dead or I've used them and I forgot to charge them, I'm just like panicking a ton. So and there are times when I've thought that I forgot one and couldn't find it, or these die really quickly. The little micro ones, they die really quickly. So if I'm out of power completely and I'm down to like 30%, I just get really panicky and itchy. So
that actually happened to me because when I got there for the Toy Story media event, they told us, I was just going to check into the hotel. I was going to meet Pam. We're going to swim at the Grand Floridian because we're staying there for that one night. I was excited for that. And then at check-in, they're like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but if you go over to the studios now, Slinky Dog Coaster is open with your credentials. I was like, boom, I just dropped everything.
Right.
Got on a bus. And the thing was, I realized when I got on the bus, I'm like, oh, man, I didn't get a battery. And, of course, my phone was wearing down because I've been playing with it on the, plane and stuff. And the thing was, like, so I got in a pinch. But what I thought about was buying those, what are those called? The fuel rod?
Yeah, I thought about it too every once in a while.
About those. I mean, the thing is, they're up to $30 now. But the idea that I like is that you can always have juice. Like you can always exchange a spent one for a new one. That's a great idea. $30 though, that's kind of high. I don't know.
I get it. Yeah, and well, not only that, but like I feel like the charge isn't very long on those, and then you have to constantly search for another charger, another port to put the dead one in, and they're not everywhere, so you really kind of have to know where they are. And if you don't know, it's not like they give you a map when you get one, like here's where all the locations to find them in a way, and I find that to be very difficult, and usually they're only in one too. So I find that very difficult. So I haven't gone. I almost did a couple of trips ago because I was like so desperate for a battery charge, and then I was like, no, I'll be okay. I can survive on this. So it really empathetic that I that I get so nervous, but yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And Lynn's saying the 25 on the fuel rod side, but I think they are 30 at Disney now. I saw that
they are
going out of they were 30. So George has a lot of stuff. So again, go to facebook.com/Spare Podcast. You can see the video for today's show, and there's a lot of great comments, stuff you might want to put in there. We're going to add again to this over the weekend. Jennifer says, let me get that. Jennifer Shelton, I have an extra lightning earbud converter cable because my ears can't stand the Apple earbuds and prefer the cheap ones so I can listen to your podcast on the plane on the ride down. So I like that. That also I have my I always take that little adapter from a lightning to US or
yeah, that's what she's talking about.
Yeah. The little converter. Okay, so other things I have in my bag real quick because I don't want to go too long. Extra magic band. I don't know why, but
yeah. I have extra magic bands. I bring my entire catalog with me because one of each color. Let's put it that way, and so then I can choose for what outfit I'm wearing.
There you go. So I have a few, and here's the thing. Like they were throwing some of these out at the school district that I used to teach at because they had Apple iPad, the very first generations, and they got rid of those. But we had a whole bunch. We had a charging station, so they didn't need all these. So I have a lot of these little, things you plug into the wall. That USB cord goes in the other side. Now this one, I don't know if you know the difference. This is the one that comes with the iPhone, the smaller one. You got the bigger one that comes with the iPad. The bigger one will charge faster because it has more voltage. This one charges slower. It's for the iPhone. But the thing is like sometimes with the plugs, you can't get two of these into an outlet. So it's good to kind of have both because I could plug two of these in an outlet. And if I'm going overnight, it doesn't have to go super fast. So I try to bring both kinds of those. Actually, you were mentioning how you had different external batteries. I have this one too. This one's not as big, but it's powerful. It charges it twice. And this is the one if I'm just going out. This is my like little black purse. If I'm going out for the night for an evening on the town, I can get by with just this guy. And I bought it for $7 like on a lightning deal on Amazon. And check this out. It's got a little light on it.
Hey,
I know, $7. Nice. I know. And it tells you how much
Hannah.
On the screen. It's awesome.
Hannah actually had, and I want to buy this too. She bought, it's a light it's a selfie light. But it's maybe you don't necessarily need it for selfies, but you maybe need it for reading menus or something like that. It's genius for that because it's got kind of a nice warm glow to it. It's not the bright, stark light of the iPhone camera or whatever. So that's something to consider. She also had, and I really think this is fantastic too, and I want to steal this for my park bag too. It is a USB chargeable fan, which I think is fantastic because if you run out of battery on your fan, you are up a creek and then you have to buy batteries. But with a USB fan, hello, you just charge it at night and then you have a fan the next day. I think that's genius as well.
That is. So, I found, hang on. So these I threw in there. Did you know at the Grand Floridian in their workout room, they give you earbuds? Like just they're in a big old bath.
I mean,
tons of
you're supposed to use them while you're working out.
Yeah, well, like, I got AirPods. I'm gonna throw those in case I lose them. I'm like that, so I took them.
You hoarder.
There's a little fuel rod kind of thing. It's Disney Cruise Line branded. I won this in a contest on one of the cruises. It's one of the prizes.
Oh, that's nice.
Look at this. You don't need this in your bag, but I have it in mine. You know what it is?
Is that a Tsum Tsum?
It's a Tsum Tsum. It's a dopey Tsum
Yeah.
Tsum. The gardener sent me for my first dopey, so I keep it in my bag for good.
Nice.
I know.
Oh, that's sweet.
I know,
that's really sweet.
My bag. Here we go. And this is that other USB hub that you need to get, Ricky. It's got 4 here, and this one's got the longer cord, so you can kind of plug it in and sit on the night.
Nice.
Let's see.
I think that's handy.
Bottom here. Let's see what I got. More cubes and chargers. I have an old name tag that I got back in the day at the Disney store. You say Mr. Rallman. Remember when they used to sell these tags, look like cast member tags? Those are so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's all I got. So that's it for that.
And
so what else do you have in your bag?
Well, the only other thing that I have, it's not, since this is my park bag too, so I kind of just shove everything into one bag. I always make sure that, and again, it's not tech related necessarily, but it makes me happy. So I'm going to let y'all know. I always have a lip gloss with me just because it's the Florida sun and you're going to get sunburnt and stuff like that. So I always keep one of these in my bag just to keep, make sure that, because inevitably I will forget my lip gloss. So this has been very handy. I've actually had to buy extra ones when I get down there because I keep losing them. So, and then the other thing that I always have is like my umbrella, but I mean, obviously not techie, but I mean, it's still nice to have. So, I kind of don't rely on tech as much when I'm down in Florida, but I have the things that I need and they're charged all the time. So I kind of keep it all in one place.
Oh, I'm crazy about that the night before. I charge everything. Like I can't go to bed until everything is charging. All right. So I got another pocket. I always carry a Be Our Guest podcast headband because if I'm running and I don't have a hat, but I always have a visor or something, but I keep that. How hard is it?
Right.
This thing's pretty cool. Scott and I figured this little trick out. Now this was before like the bib magnets and stuff like that came out. That they don't have the safety pins for races. This is double-sided tape on like a little spool kind of thing where you just go, and it'll put like double-sided tape so you can stick your numbers on with tape. That's kind of a cool little.
That's handy for if you need to tape something up too in the room or something like that. Yeah.
Chapstick. Let me also show you these. I got these when I taught at school because we bought them for our iPads in my classroom, but I brought a few home. So they're just like single-use wipes, and they're made.
Yes.
So they clean off your screens because your screens get so gross down at Disney.
Oh, they do.
All sweaty and stuff. So I got a bunch of those.
Especially if you're a female and you wear makeup like I do. I mean, you don't even want to see my screen. It's so gross because makeup just gets all over it. So.
And do you always steal the little notepads and pens?
Of course.
Yes. Okay. So
absolutely.
I have like 50,000 Disney pens.
Yes.
Those are the best.
Yeah, they are. They are.
Cool.
It's always fun, like when getting ready for a trip, and it's a little different for each trip too. So whether you're doing a cruise vacation or whether you're doing a Walt Disney World vacation or something like that, you're thinking about different things that you may need. Obviously I'm not using the internet as much on a cruise, so you may want to make sure you bring like a Kindle or something like that. So if you don't have a book to read, you can have a Kindle to read. Or make sure you have your iPad that has like a book capability to it as well, is something to consider. And make sure you have the correct tech for that, so that way you have it to charge and stuff like that. So.
What I've heard too, a lot of people will bring an iPod, like an actual MP3 player for the phone for the plane ride, because they want to listen to music, but they don't want to wear it on their battery on their phone for when they arrive. They still have a full charge. Now, I don't worry about that because I bring the external battery, so I'm good to go when I get there anyway. But some people say that they do, prefer to bring a separate device other than your phone. That way you're good.
Yeah, that's good.
So
that's good.
One other thing I always I keep my AirPods in my pocket. I use those all the time. I mean, a lot. But I always bring my wired headphones, because if it's raining and I want to go out on a run or something, I don't want to burn out my AirPods, so I'll use this. Now with these Apple just regular headphones that come with your thing, it's got the lightning thing, so that's good. But if you have other headphones, you need to bring the little adapter dongle thing.
Right.
I also have, let's see what else is in here. I have all my Apple Watch bands because like I'll change them during my vacation.
Smart. See, I only have one band and I need to buy additional ones. So, yeah, that's kind of my thing. I have problems because I don't love the Apple Watch bands that I find everywhere. So I'm kind of picky about what I want, and I can't find one that's a little dressy, but not, but can be used for everyday wear too. So.
So I got the dongle here, that's you can plug your regular headphones in. It'll be lightning out. This is how old I am. I have a USB jump drive.
Nice.
I'm not going to use that. Why do I have that in there? I have two. Actually.
You should probably just take those out.
This one has grade books probably from like 2001, because this is the one I used to use at school right when we first got Macs.
Just throw that away.
I see what's on there. And that's really about it. That's kind of the tech I have. I think, if you want to boil it down to what's most important, I would say external batteries.
Absolutely.
And make sure.
And cords for all of it.
Yeah. And the thing is,
there's nothing worse. Let me tell you right now, like inevitably I will be in my car and I will be driving and I will say, hey, I'm going to take my cord and put it in my, that was usually what happened is I'm going to take my cord from my car and put it in my purse when I, take it with me when I go into the park. Right. Inevitably I would forget the cord. And so I would be panicking going, where can I get a cord? And that was why I thought about buying the fuel rod, was because I didn't have a cord. And that was one of the places where I was like, well, I know I get a cord with this. So, but yes, make sure you have extra cords. I finally packed a cord in my purse too. So that way I made sure I had it at all times. But yeah, you definitely want to make sure you have a cord to go with said external battery, because otherwise you're up a creek. So.
And I will say, George mentioned this earlier. George out in Hawaii said that he brings kind of a stand for his iPad on the plane, so he can kind of prop it. It holds it up at a proper angle to really watch his movies and so forth on the plane ride, which is good. I have an iPad case that does that kind of for itself. One of the things that I used to take was a mini tripod for my phone when I would try to record videos and stuff like in the room. I've kind of gotten rid of that now, but because I put a pop socket on my phone, so it just kind of sits back now. But yeah, that was one thing I could kind of get rid of, but that was nice. It was only like maybe a foot tall. It was really small. It worked great. So that's something you might add. But I would say your external batteries, your important thing, your cables. But here's the good news: is that I think we all get so nervous, and I'm the worst at this. Before I go on a vacation, I'm, like I said earlier, I'm the one who's just hounding on the family. Charge your devices, get all your cables. Don't forget your stuff. Do you have everything? Go through your room, make sure everything is packed. But the good news is when you get to Walt Disney World, you have no problem buying USB cables, micro USB cables, external batteries. It's all at the resorts, the parks. Thing is, that's the new like Duracell battery. I mean, you can buy anything you need for your tech, really, unless you got something really specific. Like if you need an Apple dongle, you're going to be out of luck. I've always said they need an Apple store in Disney Springs. I can't believe they don't have one. It'd be a gold mine. But the other trick is, and again, I'm not saying this because we have an Amazon affiliate link, because it doesn't work with Prime Now, but in Orlando, you can use Amazon Prime Now and you can have stuff delivered like within a couple hours. So if you're really getting a pinch, you can buy, some kind of a cable adapter, whatever you need, and it can be there that day at your hotel, which I've done. So that's always kind of a good peace of mind thing.
Yeah, definitely. And also, if you ever need to, there are definitely stores like Target and things like that are relatively close by. Trust me, I know I've had to go to said stores because Brian has forgotten shorts or shoes or whatever.
Contact stuff a couple times. Yeah, and had to go there and get like contact cases.
Yes. So you definitely, there are places to go if you've forgotten something, even as important as shorts. So
you go to Walt Disney World and forget your shorts. I mean, come on now.
It's Brian. You've met him, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And George says, don't forget to leave the selfie sticks at home. He had to donate his to Disney.
Whoopsies.
That happens.
Yes, it does.
The thing is, I think that we're all comfortable, and some of us like to, go to Walt Disney World and kind of escape our tech, because tech is so much a part of a lot of us, we're on a computer 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. The last thing you want to do is open a computer or be connected to technology. So it's a great escape. But I think a lot of us kind of like the blending of technology with your Disney vacation. You like to be connected on social media and so forth, and get pictures, videos, all that stuff to remember the trip. So I think, I think we're way more comfortable having our own stuff. I could buy a USB cable down there. I could buy a charger. I could do this, but first of all, why waste the money when I can buy it a lot cheaper on Amazon or at Target before I go home? And before I leave home. And, I just want to go there knowing that I have everything that I need in one place. And I think that just with a little prep, you have it made. And I think we've brought up a lot of good things, but Ricky, is there anything like you would like to add to your kit? Like, think about something you maybe, you've seen other people have. Is there something you're thinking about adding to your tech bag?
Well, definitely those things that Hannah had. I really, really think that those are two very, very handy things. And I keep forgetting that I want to buy those. So that selfie light and the USB fan, I think, are going to be two huge things that I want to add to my tech bag. And then also, like you said, that little the port thing, I think is so huge, especially for, like I said, the cruise is the next big vacation that I'm taking. And so I definitely know that, that's what's on my mind right now is what do I need to prepare for that at the moment. So one of those is going to be so huge. But other than that, just, I find little random things, especially when I go to Target and their little, $5 and under section, or at this point I think it's like $10 and under section, but I'll find things in there that I'm like, oh, you know what, that would be really handy to have on my Disney vacation, and I'll take those with me as well. So yep, that's usually what I find. Yeah. And
Jennifer says they do need an Apple store on property. I agree. Disney Springs, boom, that'd be set. I'd love that. I will say too that it's just, you also kind of need to have a nice bag, I think, because when you're on the plane, especially, like, you need one of those computer bags that's got the padding for the iPad and the laptop that keeps it safe, but also, you want to have like a lot of pockets and stuff for like water bottles and, like little knick-knack pockets for cords and dongles. And the thing is, if you kind of organize your bag before you go, I mean, I think a lot of people do this for their work. Like I did this when I taught because I had a lot of stuff that I used every day with technology. But when I'm on the plane and I'm 6'3" and I can barely sit in that chair, and then I'm trying to pull out my bag from the seat in front of me, I can barely reach down there anyway. I need to know like what pocket my stuff's in because it's so hard. I'm doing it by feel. I can't even hardly see. So I think just, going through your stuff before you leave home and just organizing it, taking an inventory. Okay, I have this, maybe I should order that. I think that's a good tip, but also Disney's making this very, very easy on the guests with these upgraded rooms. Would you not agree? I mean, the thing is they're eliminating a lot of things. We got to bring, like, the USB hub's nice, but I think in 2 or 3 years you won't need it because there's so many ports. But, I think that they're really thinking about, how do people use their technology? How do their guests use their technology on their Disney vacations? And they're really responding to that because those new updated rooms really take care of most things. Lots of ports. Lots of plugs.
Absolutely. I think that's key, is definitely that Disney is certainly thinking about things like that. But I still would probably have, the extra tech just in case, you never know. And maybe once I start to feel comfortable a little bit more, I'll get rid of a thing or two. But I'll still probably carry it with me.
I mean, it's better to have it not need it than to need it and not have it. I always say that. So
exactly.
And George is saying a waterproof bag to protect everything from the rain. That's always a good idea in Florida.
No, I'm telling you, waterproof bag. Yes, you want a waterproof bag. Make sure it's waterproof, or as waterproof as you can get. Because trust me, I mean, on that when it was downpouring buckets on me, I was certainly impressed that my bag stayed dry. I did not think it would. So it was a little damp, but everything for the most part on the inside stayed relatively dry. Don't put it on the ground, by the way. Don't put it on the ground.
We are living in good times because think about this. Like, we used to take big cameras, like you would take a separate camera. You'd take a phone, an MP3 player. Now your phone does everything. So, and I mean, the pictures you can get are amazing. I think we're going to do another show here in the next month or two about kind of apps. We're going to dive into more of the software stuff, like Snapseed and, other apps that we use to kind of.
Oh, look at baby Mike growing. I'm so impressed. Look at you using things like Snapseed. That's been around forever. Yeah.
We'll talk about that on a future show, but just want to go through our tech bags because I think that we all kind of get a kick out of our gadgets and gizmos that we have. I know I sure
plenty.
I get to really exactly. And I love playing with this stuff on a Disney vacation. I know some people don't, but I do. So the biggest thing is over the weekend, we want you to jump on Facebook, facebook.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. There's going to be a post right there. What do we leave out? What's in your tech bag that we need to add to ours to make our tech bag perfect? Because that's what I want to hear. That's why I did the show. I went through all my junk that I have in my bag, but I'm always looking to buy more stuff, more like the latest gadgets and stuff that's going to make my next vacation easier or more accessible with my technology. So let us know what's in your tech bag. Give us some feedback on our list. Do that at facebook.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. Don't forget, today's show brought to you by our friends over at the Magic for Less Travel. So when it comes time for the next Walt Disney World, Disneyland, or even Adventures by Disney, like Pam's on, or Disney Cruise, drop by the magicforless.com, fill out that free, no obligation quote, and let them know you heard about them here on the Be Our Guest podcast. And an agent will get back to you right away. We appreciate that support so very much. And I can't wait to work with you on your next Disney vacation. So check them out today over at the magicforless.com. Give us a follow on the social media. We're on Instagram and Twitter at Be Our Guest Pod and at Be Our Guest Mike. And again, the Facebook group is facebook.com/Be Our Guest Podcast. One more time, don't forget, you can support the show through Amazon. Just go to our Amazon affiliate link at beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And we appreciate that so very much. All right, so we get back together again on Monday with a great trip report. I'm Mike. We have Ricky and Pam over there. Well, Ricky's over there. Pam's
over here.
Way over there. We're back again next Wednesday answering your listener questions. So you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we'll see you real soon. All right, so let's see here.
Yay.
Save as. I got to edit this one.
Sorry. I'm working on it. I promise. I'm working on it. Maybe next week I won't have that problem.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice.
You broke up another time, but it wasn't horrible. So
that's good. That's good.
All right. I'm going to put all this junk back in and edit.
All right. Sounds good. Make sure you get off live so that way I can download the video and upload it to YouTube.
I will right now. Facebook, you guys have a good night. Ricky, I'll talk to you soon.
All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.